Okay, so it's going to be about my collecting, and hopefully I could keep collecting this year. Old media. It's going to be about old media. Whether it's going to be movies, I don't know. But like, for instance, today music's come in, so I'm not going to review the music today. But sometimes I'll buy music. Nice. I'm going to review this one next. And I do want to come into games a little bit. I do want to start on toys, especially wrestling. I never had a chance to do much toys. Make sure I get my pop first, so that's the main important. Have good pop, then balance out my meals, and then end of the month I have a little bit saved. I could get something extra. It's not going to be like it was last year. I'm not going to be coming away with, oh, I got to go thrifting every month. I got to go every month over the spring, summer, find movies. TV shows were kept me going for a while. DVD's been a bust, but now it's really hard to find movies locally. They cut down in both stores. They will always have one or two shelves of media. Sometimes they would have VHS, but TV shows I kept things going for a little bit and cartoon. So I do want to get into toys a little bit quicker, but if I get one thing this spring, one thing in the summer, I think it'll all be okay, especially if I want to start on wrestling. They're okay if I can find them locally for 10, 20 bucks, but I do have to pay on shipping, so it's like double the cost, and it gets a little bit pricey with shipping, but I get the figure I want. I don't have a car, so I can't just go to Walmart and see what they have, or load up on the Star Wars. It would be nice as well. But I do want to start on wrestling, but it won't be right away this year. Next year, I could get more into toys. I still have some games I want to pick up this year for Super Nintendo, Nintendo. So I'll be on that for a little bit in the spring and summer, and then a couple of CDs I want to pick up. So, like I mentioned, it won't be always on movies anymore, but try to get some kind of old media, whether it's a CD or it's a game like Nintendo or Atari. First thing I ever started collecting was on media, on music, and I sold off my first batch when I was in high school. Whenever I needed money, I would sell my music. I wish I did not, because you don't make much of any you're selling them to pawn shops and stuff. 50 cents a piece or something. This be a reseller. You can make your money on that one at a time. But I'm not a reseller. I'm just a collector. What I get goes in the room and it collects dust. So I could come back in next year as long as I have my collection. I could come back into it. I could come back into my music. I could come back into my games, whether I want Atari or Nintendo. If I have those built up, and I stopped for a couple months because I want to get something different, like a wrestling or different kind of movies or something, or a TV show, I could come back and do something. So I don't just like doing one thing. I know there's some people that want, oh, I'm just going to have a game room and that's it. Nothing else in there but games. But with gaming, you have to buy boxes and you have to show boxes and all that. It's nice to have certain items in boxes, but the old games like Atari, a lot of times the cartridge is in bad condition. So I do want to try to get these nice condition cartridges for my collection. Sometimes I have to change things out, but you're playing with the condition of the item, whether it's a movie or VHS as well. But stuff like for VHS and horror, I wish I had more of that VHS, but it's all on DVD. For the Blu-ray, I don't have a whole lot. I'm going to stop thrifting for months this year. Maybe come back once in a while. Go thrifting over the summer. But whatever I could get, if I'm going to save up for something a little bit more expensive, make sure I really want it, like a TV show that I don't have that I really want. Not just because it's available, like CSI or something that you find all the time in the donation stores, or some kind of stuff like Friends or something like that, or those kind of TV shows. You see all the time at the donation stores. Harder to find cartoon now, so I don't have all the Simpsons yet. I don't have all the South Park. Thrifting is a little bit easier in the U.S. than it is in Canada, but got my internet back. I lost it for a few months, so I had to rely on donation stores for a while, and it's really hard. Found a couple things at the flea market. But again, if you don't have the internet, you don't know what kind of games, something like Super Nintendo, what kind of games they have without looking them up. You don't know. So it's hard to make a list. So, and again, thrifting the flea market, it's okay, but they have CDs, they have old records there, they have games, a little bit DVD. They do have piracy DVD, but I'm talking about for my country. We have one flea market, and then that's it. There might be one store, older store like records, and no other media except for donation stores. Hopefully, I'm trying to get my other camera working, get a charger for it. If I do something like that for the month, then that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to get my charger for the camera, pay 20, 30, 40 bucks, and then load up and get a couple more movies. A week later, it's going to be one thing and one thing. Sometimes I have a little bit extra, I'll put it aside to get something I want. But I do want to focus on those games as well. I want to focus maybe on music a little bit, focus on a movie once in a while. But I'm not going to be after movies anymore. Never ever going to have every single horror movie out there either, so I just really went for a list of movies I wanted. I got through 2 lists last year. Hopefully I'm getting another camera working come spring. If not, I bought a charger for it, but if it doesn't work, then my other camera doesn't have a battery, so I'm going to be stuck with the webcam. And I probably won't be going thrifting in the spring until summer. So I might go thrifting at least once in the summer and just see what I can get for VHS or TV shows, but cartoon as well. But you're not going to find horror movies locally anymore. Even on DVD, it's getting harder and harder to find horror movies. But that's why the last thing I wanted to do for my collection was fix up the shelving, backing, and I've done that over the winter. Now I need to come into toys a little bit. Hopefully I can come into wrestling and do some food hauls and stuff like that down the line if I get my camera working. Hoping because I have a battery for this camera. I just don't have the right charger, and old accessories you cannot find it locally anymore. I went around with the winter, and all they do have is cell phone stores here, which is kind of stupid. Because they don't carry old cameras anymore. Even in the pawn shop, they don't have any old cameras. So only thing I have is the webcam. I think I'm okay with this computer this year. Maybe next year I'll get a different computer. Only thing with this one, I cannot use the DVD drive, but it's a good computer. It's got a video card, so I can play games on it, which I want to play. The games that I don't have yet in the collection, I can play those on the computer and USB control and all that. So they don't all work, but sometimes they do, and good to have the USB kind of games. Really, gaming is dead, but some people keep it going. The ones that love collecting games and boxes, they keep it going even though gaming is dead because of a USB. I love watching all those game collectors out there. They're super rich and they go broke over games and boxes. And they pay $500,000 just because they won the box for one game. That's hardcore gaming. Or they get flashing like displays and all that, statues, figures, and that's where a lot of the hardcore collectors go broke. Movies, not so much. I'm after blockbuster movies, but some people will go into different genres like Synapse Syndrome, Seventh Arrow, or Region 2, and that kept the movies going for a while. A few collectors have popped up with Region formats, but Blockbuster not so much, VHS not so much anymore. I think that's it for this run. I can mention.